45 years. That's how long. 45 years is how long I have been obsessed and possessed with the state of being a martial artist. It actually started the year before when I was 12. I tried to teach myself from magazines. We didn't have videos back then. I mean, you could see a Chuck Norris video once in a while on TV, but it's been 45 years since I got my first drill instructor. That was Rick Pockstaller. Thanks, Rick. My name is Mr. 2020. You are listening to the Power of Imagination podcast, coming to you live from Melbourne, Australia, where we honor one thing, the real power of you, and that is the power of imagination. Right? We don't talk about sticky tape. We don't talk about endless wordling. We talk about you. Because the more you explore you, the more you explore the truth that sets you free, the more free you are. So let's dive in. 45 years. And I can promise you, 45 years, every single day, I have explored something dealing with the mechanics and the movements of the martial arts that I've been studying. Every single day. In other words, every single day, I've done something like throw a punch, a kick, explore stance, internal movement, stuff you might be able to see, stuff you probably can't. "45 years. That's a hell of an identity. And that includes the days I got taken captive at the riot and beat to death when I was 23. That includes time I spent in the hospital. That includes time where, back during the lockdowns, my hip got so bad I could barely walk. Where I measured standing up, where I measured my day, my level of pain with how many swear words I uttered while trying to simply stand up out of my Ames chair. I kept standing, I kept sitting. I avoided movement as much as I could. You know what's really cool? So y'all know I recently sold Abdullah, my black BMW, because I upgraded to the silver bullet. There's a really good story. But Abdullah was a manual transmission. In other words, I'd use a clutch and shift gears. It was a 5-speed, a lovely car. And I learned how to drive without ever hitting second, because if I didn't hit second, that would eliminate 7 shifts per drive to the pool or the dog park. Sometimes more, depending upon traffics. But I learned how to keep myself out of pain by avoiding movement. You get where this is going? A lot of you don't ever succeed because you're subconsciously, I hate that word, but I'll use it anyway, because you're trying to avoid pain. You're imagining there's going to be problems if you actually do make it rich or do get fit. Or get in a lovely relationship. There's going to be problems, so you avoid the problems. Excuse me. So you avoid the problems. By never really feeling it real. You may be avoiding your sessions. You may be avoiding surrendering. You know, Neville Goddard says this is not an act of will, it is an act of surrender. And a lot of people, they continue to argue with me about that while not getting what they want. Or getting what they want and then having it be exhausting. Stop it. So for 45 years, I've been obsessed with being a martial artist. In other words, for 45 years, I've been possessed by being a martial artist. In other words, for 45 years, I've been one. I dabbled from 12 to 13. Like I said, I tried to learn from books, magazines. There was a fellow named John. He taught me a few little things. He was a green belt in something. Man, to me, a green belt was God. Meanwhile, what John taught me was his mistakes. Because he didn't know no better. But I seem to digress. February 2, 2002, I got back online to teach the stuff I was passionate about. I'd been through, some hard times. I shut down my business, got a job, made some good money, and decided I wanted to make good money doing what I love. So February 2, 2002, I got back online, and I've been obsessed with impact and income, message and mission ever since. And I've come to a new level of honesty, of integrity, of expression. That doesn't mean I was lying before, but it means I wasn't as direct as I am now. Years ago, I discovered while working out with my friend Perry Culver, who's now an 8th degree black belt, I believe, in Shotokan, my only job as a martial artist was to hit people. Not to hurt them, but to hit them. And suddenly, everything that I had been practicing every day of my life for decades took on a whole new level of elegance. And Perry tells people to this day, I believe he's told Bill Superfoot Wallace even, I know he's trained with Bill Superfoot Wallace, that I'm the best fighter he's ever fought against. And it ain't because of my technical. Again, I'm obsessed, I'll admit it. I explore movement and mechanic every day. I started smashing the heavy bag about 10 weeks ago at the gym, when I joined the gym. Talk about a life changer. Never saw that coming. Now I'm part of gym culture. I go there 3 days a week for 30, 40 minutes, and the other days I go there for about 20 minutes. Smash the bag. Actually, the 30, 40-minute days are a little longer than that because I smash the bag for a little while and end up chatting with people, but I digress. Because if you don't move, it's because you're afraid of what will happen if you do. You can't get laughed at if you don't swing the bat. You can't strike out if you don't swing the bat. The problem is if you don't pick up the bat, the pitcher's never going to pitch the ball. You got to pick up the bat, you got to walk to the plate, you got to get in your stance, and you got to swing the bat. In other words, you've got to imagine what occupies you to the point where you move. Neville Goddard talked about the state that you most commonly return to as your dwelling place. Your dwelling place is where you live. Your dwelling place is not where you hide. And most people will have a dwelling place that they use to hide from the world. In my dwelling place, I expose and explore myself. Every day in these podcasts, you get this as a dwelling place every day in my home. Every day at the gym, I'm smashing the bag 7 days a week. I hit the machines 3 days a week. That's the difference in the time frame. In the pool, exposing and exploring. So if you got gold today, I've got 2 crass commercials. One is very timely. Go to dreamdrivenday.com. If you're listening to this close to the time where I recorded it, we've got a live group call on Sunday. That's how we kick off the Destiny Project. There's 4 group calls, a private Facebook group. I'm talking about destiny here. Destiny to me is that experience that has me be a martial artist for over 45 years in a row, every day. Destiny is what moved me around the world. It started with a glance that 2 people had, a dance that evolved, and a romance that continues to deepen 14 years later. I invite you to explore with us, because here's the deal. You came here to be aroused. And if you've been angrified, if you've been agitated, right? If you've had anxieties, you came here to be aroused. See what you are. Your awareness of being is God. You are God having the adventure of a lifetime. You aren't energy, but you have access to it. And when energy rises, and it's not fed to destiny, when you feed it to determination, then doubt gets to show up. You can be determined to get to your destination, but, when you get tired, when you don't hit your daily goals, when you slice the pie in a way that makes you feel like shit, which is what most people do, anger, aggravation, and anxiety show up. I invite you to arousal, to explore with us. DreamDrivenDay.com. Go there. You can't sign up for Dream Driven Day, but you can sign up for the Destiny Project. If you've missed out on all that, right, because a lot of people will, go to Neville Goddard store and get some of those 2024 goodies. Because you'll hear this fire in there, and we will ignite something in you if you choose to play. My name is Mr. 2020. You've been listening to the Power of Imagination podcast. Let us go into the silence. Boy, that was a quickie. I bet you didn't expect me to come back that fast, but I have. Here's the deal. Stop waiting. Stop filling your life full of fluff and filler. Let's call that gnocchi. Pasta. And as yummy as it just might be. Right? Your body's not designed from that, from what I can tell. And I know I just alienated some people, but let's use that as a metaphor because that's what it is. You were designed to be aroused, and you're settling for angry, aggravated, agitated, anxieficated. Stop it. Dive deeper, soar higher. Join us in destiny at dreamdrivenday.com. Do it now, don't wait. See ya.